So we found the massage buttons.
Things are happening.
What kind of things?
In my bag. It's quite nice. Welcome back to Right Then Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at this, the Kia EV5. And Lee, why don't you tell us how we're going to do that?
Well, you haven't driven an EV in like 10 years.
It's been about 1,000 years, yeah. Tesla Model S P100 in 2016. That was my last EV.
Well, they've come a long, long way. I mean, a long way. So I'm curious to see what you think about this particular one.
Yeah, I'm open-minded to it. I am a dinosaur, so, you know, but it looks good. That's the first thing. First impressions are fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you think of the looks?
I think this is probably the pick of the litter for Kia as far as EV range and looks. Traditional looks-wise, it gives me SUV vibes, but it also says I'm not a typical SUV, and I kind of like that. Not quite as space-agey as some of the other stuff. I love this color, though.
Colour's nice, the pastel blue with the black roof. It's a good contrast. I'm not sure on the wheels, but I think that's an aero choice.
The
I get it.
Shuriken style wheels.
The
Shuriken Ninja style wheels.
Yeah. Other than that, it's a great looking car. Best of the EV range by far, and especially with Kia, they are quite polarizing at times with things like the Tasman and the rear of the EV4 that you drove a couple of weeks ago.
Which birthed the Tasman, apparently.
Yeah.
According to the comment section.
Yeah. So it would be interesting to get your thoughts as well, comparing this to the EV4, because you really like that.
I did. I really like the EV4. And having spent the last few days in this, I really like this too. But I don't want to give too much away, so we should probably get you in the driver's seat.
Let's have a go.
Cool. So I've been living with this for a week, and I think it's pretty good. It's very comfortable. Like, driving it around town, or in Brisbane anyway, it's been really lovely. It'd be probably a bit tight in Melbourne, but like, it's a very comfortable car. I don't mind the steering. The steering's better in this car than the Sportage, I think.
Feels a bit more direct. I've only driven a few hundred yards, but it feels a bit more direct than the Sportage.
The refinement in this car comes from the EV motor and the GT-Line stuff that we have in here that not the Earth model doesn't have. But having driven the mid-spec model of the EV4, just similar kind of take out certain features scenario.
Yeah.
You're not missing a whole lot in the driving experience.
Yeah.
You're just missing some extra features. But like, it's still a phenomenal car. And I think the mid-level car in the EV4 is the one to buy. If I was going to buy an EV5, I would rather have a GT-Line because there's only like $5 grand in it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna wait until the end to give you my conclusion of what I would buy.
Oh no.
Because it's not an old no. I think it's good. I think it's a really I'll tell you at the end.
All right.
So
Cool.
is this fast, Lee? What's the go?
So it's a GT-Line, and GT-Line is not the GT, which is the Kia performance version.
Should we go for a launch?
Go for it.
Should I brake boost it?
You don't have to brake boost it.
No?
Nope, just... Not bad.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty quick.
That's very quick.
It's, punches above its weight is how I would describe
Absolutely.
that.
Quite literally, because it's so heavy.
Yeah.
But it's got 480 newton meters of torque combined, so there's a bit more on the front than there is in the back because of the way the motors are done. But it is no slouch. No slouch.
It has no right to accelerate like that for a car that's this heavy and this big.
But do you understand now what I mean about the brakes?
I wasn't thinking about the brakes there because we had plenty of time to stop.
Yeah.
I wasn't really don't be honest.
If you're going to be that quick and something happens,
you need to have some
be
brakes.
confident in the brakes, and they might work fine. I haven't done a proper brake test in this. They work. Jesus. So this is obviously an EV, so probably need to talk about some charging. So if you have a pretty average wall box at home, it's like 6.67 kilowatts. You're looking at about 9 hours and 45 minutes to go from 10 to 100%, which is a while. But if you do it overnight and you charge your car like you charge your phone, it's completely sustainable. If you go to 3-phase power, you get down to like 8 hours, just over. So that's not bad. But if your option for charging is kind of like mine, where I rent and can't add a charge box at home or just don't have a parking spot, if you're using a 50 kilowatt fast charger, so this is DC, it takes around 72 minutes from 10 to 80% because you don't fully charge on DC power. If you can find a 350 kilowatt charger, fast charger, and it's able to put the output in, then you're looking at 38 minutes from 10 to 80%, which is pretty quick. I mean, that's
stop
trip
for
to
a
the shop.
coffee or,
Yeah.
you know, and then, yeah.
The range on these is so good now, most people are never going to have a problem, as long as they keep their charging hygiene. But yeah, for day-to-day use, for everyday car, charging's fine, and this has got some great performance. The 400, 800 car architecture helps, and it's only going to get better from here. Easily done. A couple other things there. We do have vehicle to load in this car, so you've got a 3-prong plug in the back.
That's
pretty
handy
good.
when you're camping or traveling.
Video editing on the fly for us. We've got another one at the front as well. And warranty-wise, Kia does have a great warranty. 7 years unlimited kilometers for the car warranty, right? The battery is different, so all their battery and hybrid is different, but it is still 7 years, 150,000 kilometers, which is a lot of Ks. Kia's got a good reputation. Sure, there's outliers with certain cases that happens all the time. You usually hear the loudest dog in the pen, right? But on the norm, Kia Hyundai products are reliable. They do the job well. They repair the car correctly, and
Well, that's what they.
we're back in the park. What do you think about the inside of this car? Say you spent the week in the Sportage.
It's like it's beautiful. It's lovely. I love the two-tone. It's beautifully made in here, just like the Sportage is as well.
I agree. The materials in here, again, because of the GT line, we're getting some materials down low that we don't get in the mid-spec car. But you still get an armrest for Ollie in the mid-spec car.
That honestly, that has been unforgivable with me with the Sportage. We were driving back. I was driving back on my own from dinner last night. Genuinely, I had a sore elbow at the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a shame. But anyway, we've banged that to death. So
You get heated seats on all seats in this car. Well, except the middle seat in the back. That's for obvious reasons. You get cooled seats in the front, which are kind of fun. You get the massaging functions for both, which you were in love with.
I'm sitting here being massaged and have a cooled seat. So I'm very happy. my hands.
My hands are here. So,
I'm very save that for later, right?
$20 is $20. The storage in here is great. You can't really see it in this angle, but this center console scenario, because there isn't a traditional center console in these cars, is great. Plenty of storage. We've got camera gear sitting down here right now, out of the way, and it's bulky stuff. Cup holders, under storage anymore. You got plugs for USB-C. You can also get the 12-volt one in that cover there. A hook for your handbag. I left my Gucci at home. Like, it's a great interior, and the space is equal in the back.
I'm not sure on this gear lever though. Here, it's just a bit. I've got big hands, and it's a bit awkward to get.
It's in a weird position, and I know what they're trying to do, and I understand. The stock gear shift is quite popular in EVs, particularly because you don't have to deal with the tunnel, right? And I don't mind its functions. I agree with you. It's in an odd position.
It's sort of, especially turning it on. I'm sort of having to.
That's the one that bothers me. Like, I would rather park be where the on button is, instead of on the end. I'd rather the end be the start-stop button.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah. There is one little quirk in this that I wish we could take out of the Sportage.
Yeah, the screen. So on the Sportage, we have a screen here, and it's interchangeable between the functions that we can see here, the home, map, search, media, star,
Infotainment, main menu,
and then you push a button and we get all of your controls for your climate control.
Aircon,
and it's brilliant. And it's just a really good idea. And I get, they're trying to utilize screen space. I see that, but it was just better.
Well, that's the problem. You can't see it.
You can't. Yeah. And that was, Lucy sat in the car and she said, I can't see. And you can't. I didn't even pick up on that.
That's the first thing I noticed whenever I got into the EV4, because it's the same screen, is it was bloody hot in Adelaide. And I was like, well, I want to turn the aircon on. And I saw these down here. And I love that they have the physical buttons down low. That's awesome. That's so awesome. But then I'm like, where is like the auto function or the sync function or like all of that? And it's hidden in this little tiny screen, but it's hidden by the steering wheel, and it's kind of clustered up in that one little spot. I think it would have been maybe more beneficial if they put it down this end. Can you, sitting from where you're sitting, because I have long arms, can you reach the edge of this screen? Not quite.
I probably could, because again, I'm freakishly long-armed. But it's, if I'm struggling, then that's a problem.
But if I sit in my normal driving position, I can't quite reach the end corner of this screen. And if I can't reach it, at 6 foot tall, who sits quite close to the steering wheel typically, how is someone like your partner, who's a very small lady, going to reach the full screen?
One thing I just
little things like that.
One thing I have noticed though is I don't know if you've obviously used touchscreens in cars a lot. I find if you need to be accurate, you have to base your hand, and this platform is
That little
really
ledge.
good. That's really good.
Yeah,
for that. Yeah,
absolutely. So there's some cars that are just like one big slab, and you're like, the car's moving and your fingers vibrating, the buttons aren't big enough. It's a pain.
Yeah, your massage seats are coming on, the heating's coming up, all sorts. It's just like, I just wanted the next song, man.
You called your in-laws like it's a whole thing. So what are you doing? I'm just trying to get a massage in the car. I'm laid down anyway. So to be able to do that, it makes it a lot easier
Compared to the Sportage,
Yeah,
it looks
it's the older
more modern.
platform,
It looks a lot better. I'm in love with that. That looks fantastic.
I think Kia does this really well. Interior-wise in the front especially, with the seats, the adjustability is nuts.
The driver's seat in particular well, we've got some shots of me doing silly things with the chair, but this is
In the car.
yeah, it's like a dentist chair. That's the only way I can describe it. It has the most amount of adjustability of anything I've ever seen, and it's great. You can get that. It doesn't matter what size or shape you are, you're going to be able to get comfortable.
Absolutely. And the seat rest comes out. You can get really quite nice and reclined. The one thing that I wish, maybe just because this is a $72,000 car, is if that seat does it, why doesn't this one?
Yeah.
Like as a passenger, it'd be nice.
It can only be a cost thing.
It must be.
Yeah.
That where it gets really interesting is in the back of the car. So there's plenty of space right there, but you have a tray table behind the passenger seat. So that folds down like you're an airline pilot.
Oh, you got a button. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Oh, very nice. I like it.
And then you also have the heated and cooled box below, which I reckon is why we don't have the center console.
It's got a
because
fridge, isn't it?
The fridge and the heater box is below.
Yeah, it's got a fridge in it. I forgot about that.
The boot is not as big as I would expect in a car this shape, and I think that's because the interior layout is so cavernous. But you get some really cool functionality. It's got the luggage tray that pops up, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, we like
luggage.
that. We like the extra tray.
It's really cool.
Serving tray is good. Yeah.
And you're like, I reckon we can edit videos from that thing if we want to. Set the laptop up there. There's a 3-prong charger. You can plug my Mac into the back. You just go away. Great for sitting at games or camping or whatever. It's just a lovely, well thought out, user friendly car.
I'm incredibly impressed with it. It's amazing. It's a really, really nice car. I'd have one, 100%. Again, we'll get to the model I'd choose at the end, but overall the interior in particular is incredible.
All right, so biggest question though is, would you recommend this car to somebody? Would you buy this car even?
Not this version. It's the same with the Sportage. I don't think
GT-Line.
This isn't the value point for me. I see the value point as, and if this is controversial to you, is the Air long range. I think that's the best price point because it's 60-odd thousand, which puts it in line with the Sportage that we tested. Yes, I know you don't get as much tech and things inside, but it's just that to me is what I'd want to spend and where I'd want to be.
The Air actually gets a longer range because it doesn't have the second motor. So with the all-wheel drive, you do lose a bit of range. So it gets closer to the EV4 in range. Would I recommend this car? Yes, but very specific circumstances. Because I think if you want an SUV look and you want an EV that's well thought out with great UI, just really good package, absolutely would recommend an EV5. Would I buy an EV5? No. I would buy an EV4 GT-Line.
Yeah, you like that. You really liked that, didn't you?
I did. And I drove the mid-spec car, not even the GT-Line with all the extra, bells and whistles. It's all the stuff you get in this car, but in a lower to the ground package with a higher range. Mostly because it doesn't have the all-wheel drive system, but also because it's just more aerodynamically efficient. And having spent a week in that car, despite the weird rear end, it's a great car. I think the difference between the EV4 and the EV5 is this hatch scenario, because you don't get a hatch in the EV4. But interior-wise,
similar.
Copious amounts of space. But if you want the big SUV vibe, and you're looking specifically for a medium SUV, I think the EV5 Air or any of them, depending on what your spec requirement is pretty good.
It would have to be the long range. It's got to be the long range.
It's got to be long range, yeah.
But I think entry to an EV, all of these Kias that we've been speaking about, whether it's the EV4, the EV5 or the EV6 even, you're still getting traditional car ergonomics, dynamics, everything it's just got a battery and motors rather than an engine in it.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
All right.
I think I recommend the EV5. You've got a massive mosquito on the side of your head.
Did I get it?
Just whacks himself.
Is it still there?
It's gone now.
Yeah.
It's just the visual from this angle. I've just been like, all right.